Hello, welcome to your week 4 practice video. So we talked about a lot of concepts today that we can start incorporating on the drum. So the first thing is working on speed. It's very important when you are learning how to drum that you practice very slowly, ka, ka, etc., etc. Practice slowly so you can get the strokes down. So that's number one. But once you start to get where you think doom and you can play a doom and you don't have to worry about it as much as far as the hand motions that are involved, then it's important to work on speed so you can start to play these rhythms and patterns up to the speed where they kind of start to move and groove a little more. So our first exercise we're going to work on speed is with the doom, doom, pa, pa, tek, tek, doom. Okay, before we were playing it like this. Doom, doom, pa, pa, tek, tek, doom, etc. If that's where you're at to get all the strokes, please stay there. But if you feel like you've got that and it's starting to feel comfortable in your hand, when you say a pa, you're automatically pressing. Now you can start to play it a little bit faster. So just go ever so slightly faster like this. Doom, doom, pa, pa, tek, tek, doom. And just see how that feels in your body. Now I've been playing this drum for a long time, so I can play it faster. But find wherever it starts to feel crazy, or you're not getting as good of sounds. Because you want, as you notice, when I play faster, you can still hear all the strokes. So if they start to get garbled, then just stay at that tempo. That's going to really help with building your movement around the drum so you can get all the strokes and feel comfortable moving around the drum. Okay, so there was a classical musician that lives in Grand Rapids. She plays viola, and her way that she worked on her speed, is she would have a metronome. A metronome is a musical tool you can get. In fact, I highly recommend it. And she would set the metronome for, let's say, 70 beats per minute. And she would play her piece. And then the next day, she would just increase it by 2. So she'd do 72. And then the next day, she'd do 74. And then the following day, the third day after speeding up, she would actually lower it back to 72. And so she'd go faster, faster, and then back one speed. Faster, faster, back. The reason being that when she went faster and faster, she learned it faster. When she went slower, she could really integrate the new speed, and it felt easier. So she'd be like harder, pushing, and then easier. And what that does is it allows your body to kind of relax into it. Whereas if you're pushing, then you don't get that chance for your body to actually incorporate it. And we are talking about skills that your body needs to experience, okay? And so we can mentally learn things pretty fast, but for our body to be able to reproduce them and to know them, it's like between learning and knowing, right? For your body to know them, it takes time. That's why daily practice is so important. You can give your body a chance to know things. All right, the next thing we did was reviewed Malfoof. Doom, ka, ka, tek, ka, ka, tek, ka. Now this rhythm is traditionally played about this speed. How do you get your kas so fast? Well, one thing we talked about is just tapping. So just take your finger and tap it on the drum, because this rhythm, it's not about the kas. The kas are just sort of placeholders for the doom, tek, tek, doom, tek, tek. That's where the rhythm is. So just tap. If you can't tap that fast or tap that fast in a particular pattern like we're doing, then go a little slower. And just, again, find your edge where that's comfortable. Now, the third thing we did was the rhythm Bambi. Bambi, I love this rhythm. Sounds like this. This is used to accompany classical Arabic music, and this is especially used on melodies and songs that feel very deserty. They feel very open and expansive and desert-y. And that's what the melody portrays. I'm thinking of this one Arabic rhythm that's like it's hard for me to sing the rhythm and play, or sing the song and play the rhythm, but hopefully you got a sense of it. It's just like a very open desert vibe, and this sounds beautiful with it. Maybe I'll play one for us. I'll put it in the classroom. Anyway, I want to get to the rhythm. So it's 3 dooms in a row. Doom, doom, doom. And those dooms are 1 and 2. Doom, 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 ka-ka. Okay? Doom, 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 ka-ka, tek, ka-ka, tek, ka-ka, tek, ka-ka. Doom, 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 tek, tek, tek. Doom, 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 ka-ka, tek, ka-ka, tek, ka-ka, tek, ka-ka. Doom, 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 ka-ka, tek, ka-ka, tek, ka-ka, tek, ka-ka. The good news is the rhythm doesn't get much faster than that. Maybe up to this speed. Doom, doom, doom. So this one's not like a crazy fast rhythm like Melfoof is. So once you get it, you're playing it. It's a slower rhythm. And so some variations that you can throw in. I talked about this rhythm having this kind of atmosphere it creates. And the atmosphere lends itself to you really feeling the flow as a musician, as someone creating a rhythm, creating a pattern. And so I want you to, if you feel comfortable, try to explore this flow. Now, the way that you do that, doom, 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 you settle into the rhythm. Now you start to think a little bit, what would be cool to add? So I think, that would be cool to add. And then you just try to do it. Here it is. Maybe. And you might not do it successfully. And then the next thing is like, oh, maybe pause instead. Pa, pa, pa. Or maybe you want to add brushes, because this is kind of a brushy one. So I'm going to replace my kas with brushes. Doom, 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 brush, brush. I'm doing all dooms. I like the up down for that. Up down, up down, doom. Either way, whatever feels good. And maybe the brushes you want to start adding the pause. So now you might have to slow it down and practice for a second, like doom, doom, doom. boom, brush, brush, pa, brush, brush, pa, brush, brush, pa, brush, brush. Oh. Brush, brush, pa, brush, brush. And so, and it feels really foreign to you. That's showing you that's where you need to practice. So you might come up with an idea and then you need to practice it a little bit, but pretty soon you'll be able to do it. And the more little ideas you come up with in practice, the more you can find some freedom within the rhythm. And each rhythm, once you get really good, you can start to just be like, oh, I'll just add that into this rhythm. But most always, you have to practice the different little interchanges so you can get comfortable. And then the more you know, the more it's like a multi-tool, right? You can have a screwdriver, but you can only do one thing with the screwdriver. But if you have a multi-tool, you can, within that rhythm that we're at, you can pull out like this thing, or I can do that thing, or I can do this thing. But each of those skills you have to practice and learn. Okay, so that's Bambi with variations. If it's too hard to feel like you're improvising or exploring on this rhythm Bambi that you just learned, pick a rhythm that you already learned before and maybe try to just play and explore on that one. Allow yourself to play, right? Music should be playful. So as you start to get these skills, now just, even if you don't have a rhythm, just pick up your drum, set it down, and just play anything that comes into your hands. And it might be, a lot more simple than that. It might be. And just have fun with it, because it's important to have fun while you practice. It's really healing to the soul. So thank you so much. Good luck this week. I'll see you next week for some more. And we're going to dig deeper into these rhythms and into some new rhythms. And good luck. All right.